What up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you, and the only thing that there is out there in wrestling discussion topics of the last few days is the big rumor that Roman Reigns is losing his push. I talked about this a lot last night in my Raw review, talking about the Roman Reigns versus Big Show match. They really put Roman Reigns into a match that really nobody really cared about seeing. Big Show is never going to be the guy that is going to get heat on himself, to try and amplify a babyface. Big Show is a guy that we've seen in WWE for so many years, that we've seen him go babyface, we've seen him go heel. There's just nothing really that goes along with it. They've done a good job a few times trying to get a match together that people wanted to see. Triple H versus Big Show for the Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell last year. This year had me sort of wanting to see Big Show versus Mark Henry, and they blew that one off in the Survivor Series Team Authority versus Team Cena match, and then even in that match we had another Big Show heel turn. Now Mark Henry and Big Show are both on the same sides, and now that's one reason why I think Mark Henry isn't even on television right now. But the one thing that people are saying about Roman Reigns losing his push, that if he's not going to get it, who is the guy who's going to step up to the plate and win the Royal Rumble? I've been saying it all along that there's only 3 guys out there that I think anybody is going to pick to win the Royal Rumble. In any prediction video, anything else that is going down, is Roman Reigns, you got Seth Rollins, and you got Dolph Ziggler. And I think they go in that order. But in this video, we're going to be talking all about Dolph Ziggler because he is sort of the man of the hour. Ever since he's won the big one for Team Authority, to me, in my mind, he just seemed to be the guy that was in the ring at the right place. I think that when WWE was writing that show, it was all about Sting versus Triple H. Sting's debut was the #1 priority of what was going on out there. And then you also had the fact that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were being sent off of television as being out there. I still, to this right now, don't even know what was the move that laid Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins out. That were both of them were out for like 5 minutes as Sting and Triple H, shared glances and then started to attack each other before Seth Rollins was able to be rolled over by Sting and Dolph Ziggler placed on top for the 1, 2, 3, and then miraculously everybody woke up. The match was over and Ziggler got to have his moment sort of in the sun. Being up on top of the ramp with John Cena, exchanging a hug. John Cena, we've talked about this 1,000 times, is one of the world's worst friends. For the lead up to the match for Survivor Series, week after week, we saw his friends being beat up on Monday Night Raw. Well, we've seen him beat up on SmackDown, and John Cena never come down for the save one time. Since then, Ziggler's been able to win his Intercontinental Championship back. He's had a few good matches with Luke Harper. You got to give him some congratulations to him on that at the TLC pay-per-view. Undoubtedly, people gave Harper and Ziggler in the opening match of the night. As far as best match quality, I think the match that people were talking about come Monday, when they were talking about what happened on TLC the night before, was still Rollins versus Cena. But, stepping up to the plate right now, if WWE really wants to make a star, I think with Rollins, he's already at that point right now where he's got the money in the bank, and there's a lot of talk about him cashing in on Cena, or maybe even cashing in on Brock Lesnar. That way, he's the guy who goes into WrestleMania as the champion. Maybe he goes into WrestleMania looking like The Miz does at WrestleMania 27. Maybe he goes in looking like Randy Orton did at WrestleMania 30. A guy that everybody just thinks is having the championship, walking into WrestleMania, just sort of like the guy holding the championship until the big match where he loses the title at WrestleMania. But I don't know. Ziggler winning the Rumble, and Ziggler going on and to WrestleMania, whether if he wrestles Brock Lesnar, whether if he wrestles John Cena, whether if he wrestles Seth Rollins. It's going to be a match that people are really going to be talking about. People, even when he was a heel back in 2010, even when he was a babyface along the way, people have always been attached to Dolph Ziggler. He might not be of John Cena merch status, but as far as, when people are talking about, their favorite wrestlers on Twitter or on Facebook, Dolph Ziggler is the guy that people are always attached to. And I think that if he was able to become WWE champion, be that guy that they're really hyping him up to be on the WWE.com articles and on podcasts and interviews talking about the next guy to grab that brass ring, it would sort of make up for what was WrestleMania 29 with him carrying around that Money in the Bank briefcase, having him cash in on Alberto Del Rio. It wasn't his fault he got the concussion, but it seemed like his career took a long time to get back on track. People thought that he might not even ever come back from that concussion, where he was forced to be stripped of the championship. And no, he didn't get stripped of the championship, but he ended up losing it, and then he just never got it back. Because I think they held on to it for him. At the Extreme Rules, they had a number one contenders match between Swagger and Del Rio, and I think then they had, I just think they had Del Rio beat him. I can't be 100% sure. That was a long time ago. But, the hot ticket guy right now that everybody's talking about to win the Royal Rumble is Dolph Ziggler. Let me know what you guys think about what's going down. And I'm not sure. I still think Roman Reigns is getting it. But I think that he's the hot guy people are talking about. As long as somebody's talking about other than Roman Reigns, I'm a happy guy. I'd be even happy if people were talking about Dean Ambrose winning the thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's a far fourth if you're picking a board for who's going to win the whole thing. But I still think Roman's got the win.